Okay, this is for Set Squared in Bath today, just in case I don't get the chance. Not many people are interested in prevention, to be honest, but I'm still plugging away, and I think dentistry should be central to general health delivery. We can do so much more than repairing teeth when things have gone wrong. We need to concentrate getting things right. So if you go into YouTube, my YouTube channel, look at the short there, that guy there, what happened to him. He's been happy for 30 years. All my ideas are on my website. Just type in DHS and it'll bring them all up except the thing I'm talking about today. I made this website on prevention and minimal invasive dentistry during COVID, and it was also to support the young dentists who get a tough time. And this is far worse. This is the elderly, and this was highlighted by The Economist about people dying in care homes. And how can we get in there? Well, the solution is actually to sort out another problem. They lose 14,000 dentures a year in hospitals and care homes. And if we scan the denture before they lose it, we can make it in a single visit. So, and I realised that it could make money when I was at the Set Squared meeting in Bath, I think it was earlier this year. But so what I am offering is not a dental app. I'm offering software as a service, but hopefully it will fund everything we're trying to achieve, which is to provide a dental health service. So what we have realised is that while you could scan buy a scanner for under £1,000, my first scanner cost over £60,000. Now they're less than 10,000, and you can use them, and they're portable, and nurses can use them. So I went to Ireland last year, I've been again recently, and they've fitted over 200 replica dentures. We don't need to do research, it works. I've done one myself, and he was really happy. Anyway, so these are things that we can do by scanning. This is scanning the mouth, so we can actually use the 3D printing for all these things. So if you lose your gum shield, or if you can't get a good night's sleep, you can order all these things. 15 million people apparently snore, and I think it's 30 million dentures are worn in the UK. And this is the issue that we have. Peter Drucker, he's a long time dead, but he was brilliant with what he thought about business. He wasn't very good with the NHS in the end. And so this is what I'm trying to get, is to rebuild the thing I've already made, but have a page on it that actually highlights teledentistry and highlights 3D dentures printing and all that kind of thing. And we need to market it somehow, but you need a lot of money for marketing, and that was always the case. So this is from, looks like 7 years ago, but you need someone who's got expertise, or that's really someone who'll listen to me. But on third-party endorsement, well, that should be the NHS. If the NHS will promote it, and there's nothing else there, then it's got a chance of working. And that was the course I went on Future Learn. And this is talking about sustainability in dentistry. So you go to this talk, and they're talking about nitrous oxide. And I said, what about the 64% of CO2 emissions? And they said, well, I said, can't we do teledentistry so we can get people to come less? And they said, well, there's no money for teledentistry. Why don't you do it? And what I've realised is I don't need to do it. According to this chap, Dan Davis, we can teach ourselves. If I can do this, I'm damn sure nurses can do a lot better than me when it comes to talking on their phone. And you have to everyone talks about doing something different. And dentistry are definitely in a thought cage. And in a lot of ways, it's the hierarchy. But what we do have is we have patients' trust. And despite everything else, most people come to see us because they've been recommended by word of mouth, and that involves trust. We do too much trying to help these guys. The GDC are the opposite of what we need. They restrict what we can do. And there are reasons to restrict, but they've got it all wrong. They're not even up to date. They have no idea. They will try and make a course for teledentistry. We don't need one. They forgot to do one on scanning. That's why nurses can scan. And unfortunately, they also so unaware of it, they don't allow dental schools to teach digital dentistry. It's not on their curriculum that they set, but they're unaware of. So that's a big hurdle. Now, this is a great idea, this apprenticeships, but the problem is that dentists won't pay for it. They won't give the time off for the nurses to do it. But the course is is there and available. It's just not widely promoted. And so any dental team member can go onto an app, and they can promote what they do. So that that as long as the people can do these skills, then find another way that they can earn a bit more money, it's likely to work. Unfortunately, some of the apprenticeships are just totally wrong. Is that one there? It's outdated. That's how we've been making dentures for 70 years. There's a different way of making them now. It involves just one visit. And you have to look outside these. And the Faster Cures is really interesting because he only uses people who haven't been overeducated but are just bright. And the others, he's in the news at the moment, Timpson, is about all these people who run their businesses differently. And for them to be successful, that's what they do. They trust their staff. We should trust the people who are looking after us a lot more. We don't have to write absolutely everything down. It's nuts. We waste so much time when we could be looking after people. We should be doing this. This has been around in Japan for 70 years. It's hardly promoted in the UK. Our children and the elderly would really benefit massively from this. Yeah, and anyone on the app, they can self-monitor themselves. So ask you for your BPE next time you see a dentist. And check yourself for mouth cancer. And this is, again, you can see I was trying to be clever, but it is we can use dentists to support the NHS, even if a lot of us aren't able to work in it because it's just not commercially viable. We can do a lot more, and we can provide it doing a different framework. If we started from scratch, just like Steve Jobs did with his Apple stores, we certainly wouldn't build what we have now. And we can share what we know. So for dentists, we could all go on here and improve the content and support ourselves and learn from one another. And for yourselves at the moment, if you go on that, my app still only works now on an iPhone. Unfortunately, the Google Play no longer works. But hopefully, we'll get some money from 3D printing in order to produce a dental health service free at the point of contact, which will be on your phone.